Hi there. So I have to apologize. I'm sick. I have pneumonia, so this is the best my voice is going to be. And since I look like I sound, you will not see me. So I didn't know that this assignment was coming, so I was not able to be better prepared with some photos, but I do have a few photos because I've been fighting for ADA accessible kitchens. And part of my fight for ADA accessible kitchens is showing how isolated my students in their wheelchairs are. So I'm going to show you a few of my photos. Yes, these are real students. These are my students, and these are my kitchens. They were built in the 60s, so I apologize. They might make you a little mad. I'm doing the best I can. So I'm going to go into here first. Here we can see one of my students. She really cannot get into the kitchen, so we put a desk in front of her, and that was pretty much the extent of her participation. You can see she has a trach, and she's very limited in mobility. She is a CP student, but I felt like we were still just doing her a disservice. And let's see. Here we see another student. This student doesn't have any LD issues or anything like that. He just has a big wheelchair. And unfortunately, it really isolated him. It stuck him kind of outside of the outside of the kitchen environment. All he could do was turn his chair kind of sideways and twist his upper body, which was not good for him. I apologize. And so we really looked at ways of bringing some of the kitchen spaces to them, as well as, what could we do to bring some accessibility to these kids. So one of the assistive technology devices that we use is, I'm sure you've seen one before, is a switch. I know it's really unsafe. So here it is. It's plugged in and it goes across here. And then this is a switch that my buddy here can activate. And what she's going to be doing is she's going to be picking up that mixer and plugging it into that switch. So now he will have control of the mixer, turning it off and turning it on. He will still rely on other students to add the mixtures, but with his very, very limited mobility, you can probably tell from some of his limbs that he does a lot of flailing and can't really handle the ingredients. But at least this way he does feel that he is participating. And we can plug other things in there. We've plugged in, blenders and can openers. I apologize. We've plugged in the blenders and the can openers and anything that's switch activated, so that these students do feel like they are participating with their peers. And then another item that we have incorporated, I don't have a photo of the one that we currently have in my classroom, but this is a measuring cup switch that we can attach to the wheelchairs, and students will measure things out. And the student, especially the one that you see here sitting at the desk, she is so limited in her mobility, but she does have a switch up by her cheek. And so we would attach this device to her chair, or a device similar. It was one purchased by the school, so it's not a homemade one. But we would attach it to her chair, and the students would put the ingredient in there, and she would use her cheek switch, and activate this measuring cup so that she could pour ingredients into bowls. And this was another way that we were able to bring this to her and bring some of the kitchen spaces to her. So I know these are kind of low tech and not very exciting, but this is what we use in my kitchen classrooms.